Virtual networks require the resource group in the same region. Once the virtual network is deployed. New Azure RM Virtual Network. Create a new application security group if required. New Azure RM Application Security Group. Create a new network security rule config and attach the ASG to it. Add Azure RM Virtual Network Subnet config. Create a new network security group and attach the rule to it. New Azure RM Application Security Group. Add the config to the virtual network. New Azure RM Network Security Rule config. The CIDR blocks of a subnet to know are 16 equals has 65,536 addresses. Azure takes away 5 per subnet. 2 CIDR block minus 5. 2 32 to 16 equals 65,536 5 equals 65,531. 2 32 to 24 equals 256 minus 5 equals 251. Requires an address space. Network security cards require a virtual network to exit before being created. Virtual Network Gateway. Azure service that provides secure communication between a virtual network and another network. Create a virtual network and local network gateway in Azure portal. Configure the site-to-site VPN connection from on-premise. Create VPN connection. Requires a gateway subnet in Azure. Point-to-site connection. VPN connection between a single client and an Azure virtual network. Route-based virtual network gateway. Azure VPN gateway service that supports both policy-based and route-based VPN types. VPN gateway. Azure service that provides secure communication between a virtual network and another network, either on-premises or in Azure. Azure Load Balancer. Azure service that distributes incoming traffic among multiple resources in a virtual network. Different levels include basic and standard. Session persistence. Ability of a load balancer to persist client sessions to a specific backend. SMB. Server message block. A protocol for sharing files, printers, and serial ports between computers. SMB 4.1. Latest version of the SMB protocol that provides improved performance and security. Site-to-site VPN. VPN connection between two different networks. Can be encrypted using IKEv2. Autologon.microsoftazure-so.com needs to be added to intranet zones for logging in using SSO. Application Proxy Azure AD. Azure service that provides secure remote access to on-premises web applications. Azure Application Insights. Azure service for monitoring the performance and usage of web applications. Azure Custom Script Extension. Azure service that enables execution of custom scripts on Azure VMs. Desired State Configuration. Azure service that enables configuration management of Azure resources. Upload a configuration to Azure Automation State Configuration. Compile a configuration into a node configuration. Check the compliance status of the node. Setup complete.cmd batch file in Winder. Setup scripts can allow you to run scripts on new VMs. To install DSC, the VM needs to be powered on. Application Service Logs. Logs generated by Azure App Service that can be used for troubleshooting and debugging. Licenses Blade. Azure Portal Blade that displays information about the licenses assigned to a user. The usage location needs to be set to provision a license. Directory Blade. Azure Portal Blade that displays information about the Azure Active Directory tenants associated with a user. Groups Blade. Azure Portal Blade that displays information about the Office 365 groups associated with a user.